Well, we are here with the 2025 World Barista Champion, Jack Simpson, and of course his coach, Matt Crowley. Welcome to the coffee show and congratulations.
Thanks,
I feel like I can't believe that I'm saying this. Well, I can, but it's, how do you feel?
Good question. Well, obviously it only happened like an hour ago, so I'm still coming to terms with it. I think it's, surreal. Like I've been focusing on this for so long, and now it's here. It's like, I don't know, a bit shook.
To paint a picture for everyone, you've finished third 2 years ago, and then you finished second last year, and you've been through a lot. I think if I'm to speak candidly, yesterday you weren't feeling overly optimistic, and then to win, but not only just win, to win in the fashion that you did, which was just straight sixes for your espresso, which is the highest mark you can possibly get. I don't know what it was for milk, like 5.5 or something?
Yeah, I think they're all pretty high, yeah.
Very high.
Yeah.
Purely dominant. And then objectively, it's true now. You're the most successful World Barista competitor ever. 3, 2, and then 1. So congratulations again.
Thank you, mate.
What goes into becoming the World Barista Champion? Because you started this journey obviously 3 years ago. You've probably made a few little tweaks. And I think what was so special about this one is that you shared the journey, so I guess spiritually, with both Jonathan Gasco and Jamison Savage. So talk us through a bit of that.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I've been doing it for 8 or 9 years now, I guess. So it's been a while. And I guess it's just constantly evolved. And, I think you're talking about the keys to the success that we've had. I think it's, the team here, having Matt as a coach and roaster. And I think you spoke about getting sixes. And I think it was, without Matt, and I constantly trying this coffee and Matt roasting it. It's a lot goes into it. And then also before that, we've got Jamison and Jonathan producing this coffee. So it's just like, I'm on stage, but there's just so many little factors that go into trying to get a 6 in that box. So it's crazy.
I think also a long time that we've been like competing and working. Axel, I used to compete. Dave used to compete. He'll share his story soon. You kind of have to know your role, because I think when I was competing, I didn't have a coach. I was roasting for myself and doing these things, and it can be very hard to remove yourself from what's going on, because when you're trying to do everything at once, it's like, oh, it is perfect. Or it's hard to be both critical and, constructively critical and positively critical at the same time. So I think once we worked with Anthony, we all knew our role. Like I was roasting and sensory, Jack was sensory and workflow, Dave was sensory and visual. So the sensory element is a crossover, but knowing exactly what your part of the chain is very helpful as well, because it keeps it very clean and you don't have people fighting each other on certain elements. We obviously debate, but we have very specific things that we are working on.
Yeah, and I think just to add on that as well, we don't sit in the training room and we all say, these guys don't tell me how good I am every day. So
far from it.
It's honestly, these guys, Dave, Gabby, Matt, it's just the constructive feedback that we get every time I do a run through in that room. We just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So these guys are amazing.
And it can be quite grueling. I mean, doing this repetition and...
Yeah, it kind of makes you feel like bad people, literally have to remind ourselves, like, Jack, we only want for you to win, but it's going to be the nastiest way possible. It's
not nasty. It's not nasty at all. It's these, like, I love these guys, and it's tough, but that's how we do it. Yeah. So
I've got to say, I've got nothing but admiration for the way you've gone about it. You just did not give up. And I think, you were questioning whether you would or wouldn't this year. And I think that was I think you mentioned that in the routine as well.
Yeah.
And, I'm very fortunate to have known you as long as you've been competing. And from the very get-go, you had great success. And then, you've just blown me away, because you've blown everyone away, and it's just a real testament to you. So I need to have my moment gushing over Jack.
Yeah. I think also, like, I wasn't going to compete this year, and what made this feel different was when Matt and I visited Jonathan and his family, and Jamison in that same trip. Something just switched, and I was like, here is a purpose. Here's something I want to speak about, and then the thought of competing came second. So I had this idea and a reason to compete. And it's from, these are two amazing producers that I've got, such a what's the word I'm looking for?
Admiration?
Yes, for these guys. And just their craft is like, yeah, what we're doing in the training room, they're doing in the processing labs and on the farm. It's like, it's hard to recreate.
Jonathan's coffee is incredible.
Ah.
It's absolutely incredible.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, when we travel to Origin, it's not specifically for WBC. We're tasting, the stuff that we get for Axil, the microlots, the blenders, it's part of a visiting trip. So you do see the reality of normal coffee, and then you see how special these coffees are. But particularly when we went over with Jack on this visit, he was like, I don't think I'm going to compete. I'm like, why not? He's like, I don't really know what I want to say, and it's like I don't just want to get up there just because. And after visiting Jamison, and he, like, normally I don't, like, I've been doing it for 15 years. I don't always love going around on farm, but I'm like, yeah, nice tree. But the information he shared with us was really, and I could see how much it was sinking in with Jack, and how much he's like, oh, this is a really cool thing I want to share. And it kind of filled up half the tank. And then we went to Jonathan and we visited him and spent time with him, and that filled up the second half of the tank.
For sure.
And we were sitting in the airport in Bruxelles, and then Jack turned to me, he's like, I want to compete, and this is the story I want to tell. And it's like, great, cool. How do we tell it? We tell it as, it's like, I just want to share that. And yeah, that's where the diary concept came from, and the journaling and sharing it in the most genuine way possible.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And just to touch on Jonathan, I think this is part of the power of barista competitions. And I heard someone the other day tell the story of how his life's really changed since he started using his coffee. And I think this is the power of the World Barista Championship, and a producer coming from humble beginnings, now being the number 2 and now number 1 coffee for that category. Like, it's life-changing for him.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that, like, me using his coffee on stage did that, because, yeah, like, obviously that was a little vehicle for that, but he's producing world-class coffee, and I was the lucky one who stumbled across that and been, or Matt and I, and chose to use it. So, yeah, if I didn't use it, I'm sure someone else would have, because it's amazing coffee.
How do you plan on? I know it's 1 hour fresh from the win, but how do you see yourself operating as a World Barista champion?
Yeah, it's
to paint a.
oh, sorry, go.
Well, to add a bit of context, we're at the Panama booth, so
Yes.
the SEA Panama's kindly allowed us to be at this booth. So next year, you'll be at the World Barista Championship in Panama.
Yeah.
And in the space of a year, I think you can look forward to traveling a lot, perhaps, if you consent to that. But that's usually what a World Barista champion does. And
For sure.
what message do you think you'll put out there as the
Well,
champ?
I think, like I said on stage, like, we have a responsibility as barista competitors to share these amazing coffees and share the people behind the coffee that we're serving as well. So, a part of my routine, I wanted to speak about Matt, Dave, and Gabby, because these guys are just as integral to my routine as the producers as well. So, I have a responsibility to put a spotlight on all these other people as well. So, I've got the trophy, right? But there's like, 30, 40 people that are involved in this. So, I think it's showcasing all 40 of us.
Yeah, and also you got 15 minutes to make a very clear, concise message, and you got to pick how to do that. So it's like, if you could do it over and over again, we'd talk about someone different. But yeah, I think in this particular one, it really resonated with what got you there, and I'm glad we shared it the way we did.
And just on a side note as well, it was so amazing seeing your family come here and getting to witness the win. Your brother, your sister, your
Yes.
parents, your brother-in-law all came, and it
Yep.
was just, what's it like having them here for that? Because they travelled so far and they've seen you previously.
It's insane. Like, I have to sort of put it in the back of my mind, because if I think about it too much, like, I'll get too emotional. I'll start crying. Like, my whole family. Yeah, like, it's the first.
You don't cry, do you?
But no, I think I think having that support is probably part of the reason I did so well on stage. Knowing people actually really behind me with this, and it was my own family. Jamison's family was here as well. Jonathan's family, his parents. It was
Kind of feels like a wedding when meet Jonathan's family, meet this person's family. It was like a meet the savages.
It was incredible, and I think I had Jamison on the podcast a few days ago, and he spoke so highly of you. And
I think if you put the result aside, I think my experience of walking out on stage and hearing everyone cheering for me, and like my family, Jamison's family, Jonathan's family, like it just, that was the highlight of this because it's, I felt like I had them on stage with me, and that was the whole reason I was competing this year.
That's beautiful.
Very well said.
Crowley, I'm
Should we?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you one thing before you go, and that is that what goes into what's the process of roasting and sort of QCing the coffee in the lead up to this? Because obviously roasting's so important, and you're now one of the best in the world. You've roasted for Jack Simpson, Anthony Douglas, and that's 4 podium finishes thanks to your roasting. What goes into that?
I think a lot of it is the experience from roasting. Like I've been the roaster at Axil for. I started as an apprentice roaster. I was taught by Dave and Zoe, so I grew there, and I think I always had a connection with flavors and things like that. So that grew very quickly, and I'm grateful for them. But also, as I said, tasting normal coffees and developing the best quality flavors in. And when I say normal, they're still amazing specialty coffees, but always bring out the best you can, whether it's a Pacmara Natural, whether it's a wash, whether it's this, a honey or whatever, and getting used to that. And then applying it to competitions. Like you cup these coffees and they're amazing, so what's in there. But it's like, how do you get it to come out in the espresso machine? So luckily we have a lot of amazing cafes. We taste everything that we roast as it's meant to be. So we've had that connection. But then I kind of connect with Jack. So what's his and it was the same with Anthony. What's his extraction style? What's her extraction style? What temperature are they going to work at? What are they going to do? So I was just roasting and handing it to them, I would never get better because, or I never get more, succinct with what's going on because Jack tastes it, he extracts it. He's like, I want to keep doing it this way because I like X, Y, and Z, but I need a little bit less of the A, B, C. And then when you do those profiles, it's like, okay, how do I keep this without losing this? And a little bit of trial and error. Some of it's, using smaller roasters, sample roasters to start, and then defining it into a slightly larger roaster, the UG22, so that Jack has enough coffee to compete. But it's trial and error that begins with some coffees and then finishes with these super boutique lots at the end. But
just to add on this as well, Matt is one of the best coffee minds I think I've ever met. And, in this process, obviously we choose the coffees together and Matt's roasting them. But just to give you an example, 2 weeks ago, we tried this coffee and we designed the water backstage in our training room to try and match what was going to be here. And we were measuring on the Agtron scale and, we asked for Matt to decrease it by 2 points, and then next roast done, and it was absolutely perfect as well. So I think having someone like that where I don't even need to think about the roasting process and I can just say, I need a little bit more acid, I need a little bit more sweetness, Matt's like, done, it just does it. And I think it's without that, I mean, you can see from the last 4 years you've got Anthony number 1, and then I've just come 3, 2 and 1, and that process it's understated, I think, on that stage because that is, it's the biggest score box is how the coffee tastes. Yeah. And that's a combination of both of us.
I think that was a really cool thing backstage last year and this year was there's the coaches, but there's a few roasters back there. So we're all being like, we tried this and we're trying, the roasters are very connected with especially I think Ian in particular, his roasters connected really well. That connection with the roaster and the barista competitor, I think is super important as well. Yeah.
We're going to ask Senor Dave Makin to come on now. Thanks so much for contributing.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Crowley, so we'll pass the mic on. Or did you have anything you wanted to sign off with?
No, again, thank you for having us. But thank you to everyone in the SCA and the WCC. We wouldn't do it if we didn't love it. Everyone that turns up, cheers, shouts, the producers. It's an amazing community. It's amazing to be a part of. So it's lovely to be at the top this year. But I know how much, and every other competitor, how much goes into it because it makes it amazing and enjoyable, and it changes so much slowly or quickly, but it's just an incredible experience. And if you really want to give it a go, anyone out there, just give it a go because you never know where it can take you and what can happen. It's scary, but it's so much fun and it's so fulfilling at the same time.
Very scary.
Well said, well said. So thanks so much for coming on. Senor Dave Makin, the second happiest man in the world right now.
Yeah, true story that.
All right. You've put yourself through the fire many a times now, and I think we've had a few discussions where it's incredibly stressful on the whole team, and it's a large investment in many different ways to produce a World Barista Champion. So, firstly, how elated are you right now?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's I'm more excited for them. I don't want to say they're like children. I'm not quite that old, but for me, investing in other people and then seeing them successful is just like, that's the best part I love. And it's a big part of like what I've always sort of done at Axil is we've always invested in young people and like really good people. And then they've been able to grow and develop and then they go on to be successful and do other things in life even. And I had people like that did that for me. So when I originally competed, I had people that went out of their way to really help me. And and then it's so nice to be on the opposite side now.
And to put an Axel context on this as well, I had Ross Quayle swung by the stand just a few moments ago before you arrived, and he said Axel Coffee, and this is a take I agree with, Axel Coffee is the most successful coffee company in competition ever. So you've been to the World Barista Championship and come second yourself. I don't know if everyone knew that.
Yeah.
You got Jack Simpson, 3-2-1, Anthony Douglas. No, I think Matt Perger back in the day as well. So no company has achieved more in a competition context than you.
Yeah, it's quite surreal to think that, I first started 20 years ago and we've had 7 Australian championships. And then, obviously myself, runner-up, and Matt Perger was 3rd with us in 2011. And then, now to have 2 wins in this recent history. It's an incredible run of results. But I mean, we also had years there where we kept showing up and kept competing and we just couldn't win. Like in Australia, we went a number of years without winning, and we didn't give up. And that's the one thing that, I'd say to everybody is that, it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of energy. It's worth the effort and it's worth persevering.
Yeah. And, to put my own spin on this, I'm your customer, so you serve my business, Project Zero Coffee. So Axel Coffee roasts all of it, and you do an absolutely phenomenal job. It's been amazing for me, and obviously Jack's been directly involved as well. So you
have like the best because you have Matt Crowley roast Project Zero's coffee, and Jack Simpson is your sales rep that comes in and looks after your cafe.
It's not a bad arrangement.
I won't lie.
This
is an A team here. I think we definitely got to put prices up. Yeah.
What you're hopefully having some time off. I understand you're going to England to watch Liverpool play next.
Yes.
So what does the next week or two look like for you?
Some sleep for Jack, yeah?
Some sleep. I reckon I've had about 8 hours over the last 7 days. I haven't had much sleep. So hopefully I can sleep well at night now. But no, me and Gabby are going to travel, a couple of days around Italy, and then we'll head off to the UK as well and watch a game of football, and hopefully we'll get a win there as well.
And I'm just, again, like seeing you came short by 1 point last year out of like 800 or something. And then, you've gone through, you absolutely smashed it on the live score. You had the first ranked espresso, I think it was, on day 1. You smashed it in day 2. Then yesterday, I think you were really feeling the pressure, like if I'm to speak honestly. And, the sense of relief like now for you must just be...
Do you think he was feeling the pressure? I mean, you were at dinner with us last night, Kirk, right? Do you think the mood was,
But I really want to know what does it feel like does it make it all so much more rewarding and better having gone through that to experience this now?
Yeah, I think I need a few more hours to sort of let it sink in. It's hard because I dedicate so much of my life to this. So, as all these competitors do, but the last 3 months have just been every single day in the training room, at night, like weekends, like I basically give up everything else other than barista competition. And it's very taxing. So it's sort of like this, I don't know, it's like the pinnacle right now. So, I think I just need a few days and we'll see how it feels.
And look, today's all about you. I will just say that, the guy who came second, Simon from China, he was an incredible competitor. He did really well, and I think he's a future World Barista Champion. I thought Ben Put did remarkably well. His coffees sounded amazing, and I was really impressed with the Japanese competitor as well. So those guys just absolutely crushed it.
I think just on that as well, I think all the other competitors, I heard some of the judges say it was the toughest year they've ever had in terms of skill and coffee. So awesome to be a part of that. And, I think just the vibe backstage was amazing. Everyone is so friendly, especially Danny for Big Bugan Coffee Roasters as well. He was a huge support when we first arrived in Italy as well, gave us a training space. And obviously he came second in 2023 as well. So huge shout out to him.
Look, I'll let you go in a moment, but I do just want to ask, Who do you want to shout out? Who else would you like to shout out before you leave?
Whoa, I mean, there's a lot of people. How much time do we have? Obviously, Dave, Matt, and Gabby, they're part of the core team who spend hours and hours and hours with me. And it's not an easy process all the time, but we have a lot of fun together, and I wouldn't change a thing. And I think that's one thing I'm definitely going to miss. Spending all that time tasting coffee with these guys. Obviously, Jamison Savage from Finca Deborah, such a phenomenal coffee. Almost perfect scores in that box. So that was insane. And while we're on the farm, I suggested the argon in the tank, and Jamison did it straight away. And I got to serve that on stage as well. Jonathan Gascar and Alejandra from Finca Zaza. That coffee was insane, and we had a few options from those guys, and we could have chosen any one of them. And it was just phenomenal to be able to serve two of the best coffees I've ever tried in my life.
Excellent. And Dave?
I'm just excited. Another.
Ready for a beer?
Yeah. Well, I've already had that. But another amazing WBC. And just such an enjoyable time over here in Italy. So congrats to my man, Jack. And onwards and upwards from here.
I just want to give a quick shout out to John, cameraman back there. He's been working extremely hard this whole time getting content for you guys. And
John's always working hard, but behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, but
BTS,
You're hard on him, and I just love him. And I think
I'm hard on everybody.
He's hard on me, I can tell you that.
I was going to say.
Well,
Don't feel special over there, Johnny, right?
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you want to go get relaxed, and helping me do this is incredibly important. And you're a good friend. You're an amazing barista and an amazing guy, and you deserve everything.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
We'll sign off here. Just want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors. They are Time More. Time More's helped us out big time, and Oatly, been massive supporters of the show. And of course, SEA Panama. Get your tickets. Go there next year, because it's going to be awesome. You'll see Jack hand off the trophy in over a year's time to the next guy, as Mikhail did today. So but today's all about Jack Simpson, the 2025 World Barista Champion. We'll sign off there, folks. Thanks so much. Hooroo.